Let's do a Game of Thrones tier list. We got at the top Iron Throne, then Hand of the King, Castle Black, weird category, Behead, Feed to the White Walkers. So there's some pretty harsh bottom three rankings, but we'll just go with it. Iron Throne, Lady Olenna, clearly deserving of the Iron Throne. Awesome character. She's an OG. Jorah. Jorah is Hand of the King. Pretty cool. Missandei. It's like Castle Black. She just isn't, of all the people who helped Dany, she just isn't, they just don't give her enough to do. They just give her this like weird romance with Grey Worm. Just doesn't, just is not a very interesting character, or they just don't do anything to make her interesting. The buddy who trains Arya, the Jaqen H'ghar, is that who I'm thinking of? The faceless dude. I kind of don't. I feel like he's dragged down by the fact that Arya's storylines are rushed. We never really get answers as to who she is, why she's been trained to do this, what's going on. I mean, maybe she was trained to do this to get this weird, silly gank on the Night King. Castle Black with Jaime Lannister. Awesome character. I'll put him high. Iron Throne. Kind of out of character for him to choose Cersei at the end. His ending blows. A lot of characters' endings blow. Catelyn Stark, though, her ending is actually really, really cool. She's definite Iron Throne. Hodor. Hand of the King. I mean, we all want Hodor on our side. No question. Grey Worm. Grey Worm. Higher than Jorah. Hard to place some of these guys. I'll put them above Grey Worm. Just by a little. Cersei. Awesome character. Actually was on the Iron Throne. Like the whole plot of the series is like around her being Iron Throne. Her getting power of the Iron Throne. And she basically pretty much has it throughout the entire series, so Ygritte was really cool. Put her above Hodor. Tormund. Put him slightly behind Hodor. Hodor's just pretty darn epic. Tyrion, the guy who should have taken Dany out. The problem with Tyrion is they kind of just botch him at several points, especially the ending. Like, first of all, I thought it was really cool that Dany would make the horrible mistake of making him her hand, because his brother is the Kingslayer. His brother was the hand of the king, and then took the king out. Like, and Tyrion being like actually smart and actually caring about people, it makes sense for him to do it. It's far cooler than pretty much anybody else doing it. And then he just has such an awful speech at the end that, oh, we should pick whoever has the greatest story. And who has a better story than Bran the Broken? And it's like, Yeah, but you're putting a lot of trust into Bran, who's we know very little about. Like Bran becomes a totally different person who we don't actually know anything about. So it's just too big of a mistake that Tyrion makes. Arya, probably right here around Tyrion. Mr. Bolton, Mr. Troy Bolton, the Ram Man himself. Iron Throne. Awesome character. Ridiculously dark character. Just solid. Top tier. No question. I think that's the Rickon Stark. Yeah, let's go behead. Like, come on. I mean, he doesn't really do anything, so. Or that might be one of the, like, rando characters. Viserys, Daenerys' brother. Just a moron of all morons. Behead, no question. Bran. Bran, where he rightfully belongs, feed to the White Walkers. Guy is ridiculous. I mean, I get it. Maybe he's just still like getting a grasp of his powers, but think about what he does. He does extremely little. Like he's like, oh well, I'm gonna chill here while the White Walkers come to get me. Like even if he knew that like Arya was supposed to gank him, show us that. Like even if it's like shortly before it happens, like give us some kind of explanation. You know what I mean? Like, did he tell Arya to do that? How did Arya just fling herself out of nowhere? Why was the Night King so easy to kill? Why didn't he come up with a better plan? Like, I feel like Bran has to be like actually a villain. I thought it would be cool if he like was the Night King. Like I literally thought that the Night King would get to him, and then like Bran would become like another Night King. Like he would almost like the Night King would like kind of evaporate or something, or I don't know. And then instantly Bran would become the next Night King, and then you have Bran there just taking people out. Because I don't know, just Bran being somehow the Night King would be kind of cool and interesting. Because when Bran is like looking into the events of the past using his powers, and the Night King just looks at him, that's really cool. And like, why did that happen? Why did they have this like major connection? We never get any explanation at all. And Bran, with the knowledge and power he has, a lot like so much terrible stuff happens, and he does like nothing to prevent it. It's like just nothing is explained about him. He becomes a totally different character than what he was with this power, and then we just have no reason to like the character he becomes. I think this is one of the Darios. Dario, just above Hodor. Ned was really cool, but I gotta put him below Ramses. Joffrey, really cool. Interesting, at least. Definitely not Iron Throne material, but I'll put him around Jorah. This is what the heck is his name? I'm forgetting his name, but he's Joffrey's little brother. Castle Black. Khal Drogo. Khal Drogo's legit. The Momoa. Right there next to Cersei. Deep down, you feel it too. You know it's there. Robb Stark. Robb Stark is pretty cool. Definitely better than all these fellas. Right here. Firmly. Almost as good as Tormund. Brienne of Tarth. Hand of the King. Pretty naive, but Lady Greyjoy. I'd say she's Dario level. The why do I forget his name? Podrick? Is that Podrick? He hooks up with Arya at the end. Or is that the Baratheon guy? Or am I thinking of the same guy? Oh my god. There's so many characters with so many names. I kind of barely remember him. I gotta put him below Jorah. The Hound. Up here with Arya. Jon Snow. Iron Throne. Fourth spot for now. Marjorie. She kind of just neglects stuff that's happening. Like, she kind of just gets played so hard. They just don't. There's just not enough meat on the bone. That is her character. We'll put her with her husband there. The Witch. The Scarlet Witch. That's I mean, obviously you can't trust her at all. Castle Black. Dany. I mean, if somebody could just get her under control, she'd be Iron Throne material. Maybe she is. Maybe low Iron Throne. Maybe hard to really say. She just, it's hard to like really fault somebody for like just a few character flaws. Robert Baratheon. I'll put him with Dario. Put him slightly ahead Dario. Samwell Tarly. Right up here with Jon. Jon's wife. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her. Probably put her low, Hand of the King. Tyrion's a wench. I don't know what to call her. Sorry. Castle Black. Sansa. Yikes. Sansa's a big yikes. I can't put her above Hodor. I'll put her slightly above Joffrey. Theon. Castle Black. Clearly. Doesn't even need an explanation. Tywin. Right below Lady Olenna. Walter Frey. I mean, he's just ridiculous, Castle Black, for sure. Littlefinger and Varys. Clearly, they're Iron Throne tier. They both get disposed of by the absolute foolishness of main characters. They have way too many skills and resources to be discarded as they were. Especially once you know they're not on your side, right? Like, Dany can deal with Varys in 100 ways that don't involve just finishing him, right? And Sansa can deal with Littlefinger in 100 ways. But and it would really show that those characters have like learned their lesson and grown as people by being like, I don't trust you. I should be ending you, but I'm not. I'm going to utilize your skills for my gain. And out Littlefinger. You know what I mean? Like, that should have been, especially for Sansa, right? And I think Dany should have, like, ordered Varys to be finished or something. And she just doesn't have time to, like, do it personally, which would be pretty reasonable for, like, when it happens. But then, like, Tyrion is just like, no. Tyrion's like, this is not. Tyrion kind of undermines her, goes behind her back and saves Varys, because otherwise Tyrion's a total idiot, you know? So I think I will put them both almost as high as Jon and Sam. Hard to say, like, I mean, Jon just simply does too much, has too much leadership skills. And Jon makes mistakes, and so does Littlefinger. Littlefinger, you could literally argue he deserves number one for a lot of reasons. Like, if you just like wanted a cool, strong leader, then like clearly the top three would be Cersei, Tywin, and Littlefinger. But there's a lot more to like being that leader, deserving that Iron Throne, and like actually taking care of people, and even the Lannisters themselves, like, they do some pretty horrible stuff, but they don't do entirely horrible stuff, right? I'm pretty happy with the list. I'll show you again. We got Bran at the bottom, where he rightfully belongs. There's no reason for anybody to trust this character. There's a mountain of reasons as to why you should not. Even the members of his family. Like, think about all the weird, creepy stuff that Bran does. Think about the knowledge he has and doesn't utilize. Think about how much damage Winterfell and the armies take, where, like, Bran could have mitigated that. He could have mitigated the damage at King's Landing. He could have done so much, but he does literally nothing. He can't be trusted. He's got a weird tie to the Night King. I think that's truly what the story is. Bran is the Night King. The Night King won. It was between... Ultimately, the whole series is between, you know, fire and ice won. Ice won hard. And Bran is one cold dude. Hope you like the list. There's more to come.